I was a social worker for a while between college and law school, and I worked with MRDD clients, so people with disabilities, mental health issues, and I had one lady that I worked with who was victimized by a friend's father, sexually assaulted. And I had to help her go to the police station, make reports, do interviews with police, and I had to help her then go to grand jury. And I was, in my young 20s, so this was all very new to me as well. But I helped her go through the process, and I learned a lot about the process in the meantime. And I actually helped her get ready for trial, which of course she was very nervous about. And with her developmental disabilities, having her understand the process was kind of difficult. But we were ready for trial, and on the day of trial, the child pled. But I got to work with the prosecutor there. This was in Cleveland, and it was a really great experience. And after that, I thought, I can take my psychology background and my social work background and put it to use helping victims who maybe don't understand the process or are youthful or have disabilities. And now I do a lot of work with children in court. So I think that experience really helped me decide where I wanted to go in law and who the population that I wanted to focus on helping those kind of victims. I think the best part is being able to speak for victims. I do a lot of work with children. Most of my cases involve sexual assaults of adults or children, or homicides or child sexual assaults. So giving back the voice for those people, helping them to take back the power, I think is really important, especially with little kids, helping them understand the process. I find that after a conviction or a trial that victims find closure, especially little kids. They feel this huge sense of relief and accomplishment because they feel like they were able to take back the power that was taken from them and help maybe other kids not be victimized. So I think that's probably the best part, is finding that closure for victims and helping them walk through the process. And it's a learning experience for everybody every time. Every case is very different. Every victim is very different. Everybody's an individual, and how they handle a case, whether it's with fear or anxiety, or I've had children who have been ready to go to trial because they wanted to tell their story. I had a child who was actually upset with me when the trial pled because she wanted to get in front of that jury and she wanted to tell everybody what happened to her and what the defendant did. So that was interesting. For me, the most difficult part right now is because of the cases I get. I review, I'd say, almost every sexual assault case, whether it's adults or children that come through our office, and all the child abuse cases as well. And that can be really trying because you see all the things that people do to each other, the ways that people victimize other people, especially the ones who can't protect themselves, children. So sometimes that gets to be a lot, seeing those cases day after day after day, and then going home and trying to just put it all away. She had been sexually assaulted by her father basically for many, many years, and we had to go through the whole process with her. But in the end, we had a good outcome. He went to prison, and she felt, again, that she had taken back the power, and she just stuck with me because of her courage and her strength, and the way she was able to testify and say, I still love this person, but this person really hurt me. And so through that time in court, I got to know her very well, and her family, and she was about almost 18 when we went to trial. And after the whole case was over, my family got invited to her graduation party. And it was out in a park, and we went, and of course we had been with this family for many months now, probably a good year and a half. So seeing her celebrate her graduation and the huge kind of burden that was lifted from her because the trial was over, seeing her just be the normal person and normal kid that she was supposed to be, and celebrating her, her graduation was really something that stuck with me. And we've kept in touch over the years. I had given her a little plaque at the end of the trial that said something about her strength and how important that was. And she just recently sent me a picture of the plaque in her kitchen. She put it up on her wall and says, "Whenever I see this, I think of you, and how much you helped me through a very difficult time in my life." So I think that was pretty cool. I think the biggest misconception is that prosecutors are just out to put everybody in jail and just convict everybody. And ultimately, our job is to seek justice, whether that means a trial or a conviction, working towards that, or finding evidence that shows that the person didn't do it. Because I've had cases where I've gotten more information and evidence while we are investigating the case, and I've determined that the person did not do what they were charged with. So I've had cases where I had to dismiss, and I felt that I was honor bound to dismiss it. We have ethics as prosecutors that we follow, and it's ultimately to seek justice, not to seek a win, but to do the right thing. And sometimes the right thing is a dismissal of a case, or the right thing is going forward to trial. I will never try a case that I don't feel I have enough evidence to try, or that the person did it. I'm not going to try a case just because I think, I want to win this case. It's not about that. It's about seeking fairness and justice through using the court system. So I think that's the most important thing to teach other people in the communities, that we're not here to throw everybody in prison. We're here to seek justice, whether that's a trial, like I said, or a dismissal, because sometimes that's what happens, and that's what should happen. We should be seeking the truth. That's ultimately our jobs.